All right. Good morning.
Good morning. Here we are again.
Here we are again. It is Wednesday. We are going to be online all day today.
It's going to be an all-day thing. Special treat coming from us to you.
Treat. Yes, yes. All right. So, you guys can hear us okay. Give us a thumbs up or say yes. Sometimes we have some mic issues. Hopefully that is not going to be the case today.
Hope not.
All right. So today we have our last Bella Box stitch out for the Fresh and Local.
Yep.
And we're going to do two projects. We're going to work on the trivet.
What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
I think that's good.
And we are going to work on the
Then the screen.
Right.
So we're going to do one actually kind of like they tell us to. It's going to be a weird thing, so I'm not sure how well it's going to work out. We're not used to following directions.
No.
But then,
so
of course,
hard.
we're going to change up the other one. 'cause
Yes.
I can't completely follow directions.
It's so hard.
It's so
The
hard.
struggle is real. We might need some new tape in here. Bet we have a roll somewhere.
I bet we do.
I was
Right
I
there.
was using the edge of that. Yeah, let's just
So,
start fresh.
the barn quilt is what we're going to start with.
Yep.
And that is new and a little bit different because they are going to have us put this cute little binding strip on right in the hoop. So the first portion of the stitch out is pretty standard. So there's not going to be any craziness really happening with that. It's just going to be basic quilting block applique stuff.
I think the only difference is you don't actually do the quilting until almost the end.
Until almost the end.
It does quilt over
right
top
over top of all of your
the-
fabrics.
which is a little different.
There's something older that used to do that, like your mug. No, it was the quilt squares. It was like the paper piecing stuff. Yeah,
yeah.
the paper piecing ones do that. So, familiar. I see you got a fresh bobbin. That's good. Or somebody did.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally did that.
I'll give you credit. So I've got all of our fabrics here,
All right, we're
all over the place.
Yeah. All right, so what
Yeah,
we
that
did
works.
to prepare this, because you are going to need,
What are you doing?
I don't know, because you're going to need to have this information at the end to put the binding on. The instructions have you cut your binding piece a certain size.
Certain size based on which size hoop you are building into.
Yes, and then you are going to join that together so it is a circle, and then you're going to press it in half. So that is all you have to do as prep for this. So we do have a question here. Carolyn, I am not a MeTime member. How do I sign up? Well, there is a link from our website.
Yep. So you
Give
just
me
go to
just
the
a
homepage.
second, and I think I can do that.
Yep.
I will get that for you. Do. Go down, go down.
But for any other purchases or things from, on the right-hand side there, you can go to our homepage of our website, which is labousewingcenter.com. And if you scroll down, there are our, those are two different words, not the
Yes.
same word together. And it will link you right to there. But we're going to just pop that link over there in the comments. So you can click right on that, and it will take you right there, and you can sign up through that. So it should be coming your way any second.
There you go.
So here is the instructions, and right there at the bottom is the fabric 5. You need a small 2x2-ish size, and then the 2.5 by, and there's a different length depending upon whether you are working in the different size hoops. So what your finished square is going to be. So you had a strip in the Bella Box that was plenty long enough, even if you are doing the largest, which is what we're doing, to cut your 2x2 piece off the end of that. So it's 2 by 2.5 in my instance. I just cut a 2-inch section off, and then I cut my the rest of the strip length. And then the first piece of instructions are prepping that, because you want that ready beforehand. You're not going to want to stop your embroidery to go sew that together.
No.
So you want that all set in its loop before you start stitching. So Sarah did that part this morning. lining up your corners, stitching that, and then pressing.
Yep.
All in there, very, very easy to follow instructions on that perspective.
And I would say it's super important that you make sure that you join this on the diagonal the way that it's intended, because it will change the size of your strip if you don't. That's right. It'll be slightly different if you just joined the edges together, and you might have a little extra.
And the length has been determined based on how the binding is going to fit going around the square. So it's already been pre-sized for us.
Yep.
So it is important that you actually make it that size. Don't make up a new number.
No.
You actually want to follow. That's an important instruction to follow in this case. So I'm just going to set that aside.
And we understand how hard that is.
I know, it's so difficult. So other pieces and things, you're going to need the insulated batting that's in your kit. You will need your cute little chicken. That's the backing. This is the background. You make sure that you put fusible backing on that guy there, and fusible backing on these guys here. So the green and the red. Those are the fabric prep. You will also need to cut down your velveteen. Assuming you're using velveteen, you will need to cut that down.
Yes.
That is a larger piece, and it's going to be all placed at one time. So you don't want to, I mean, I wouldn't want to waste my whole piece of velveteen because it's making little cutouts in this weird pattern in the middle of my stuff. So just definitely cut a strip off of that.
Caroline, there is no coupon code. Essentially, these are links. The links then let Kimberbell or Me Time know that you came from us. It's like a
it's an affiliate link.
It is. It's an affiliate link. We get the shop gets a small percentage of your sales when you purchase.
We get credited if you follow that link.
Yeah.
So they say thank you in a small gesture
to
us by following that link.
But traditionally, there are no coupon codes to the Me Time. I mean, every great once in a while there are. But
if you've seen the coupon code with the Me Time things out there, they had a free shipping coupon code for their Christmas. Like a month ago. So if that might be what you are thinking of, you saw a coupon code somewhere.
Yeah.
There was a free shipping thing like a month ago, but they haven't done anything like that for the Bella Box. So, which is what we're working on. This in my hoop is no show mesh, non-fusible, and I am working in a 9.5 by 9.5 hoop, which slides super easy, as you can see. So. I tested it last night. I'm like, am I willing to fart with that? I was like, well, it's the best size.
Trim a little bit of that.
We can absolutely trim a little bit of that. I thought about doing that and just didn't get there. It was late.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to do this at home, but it just helps.
It helps so that you guys can see what we're doing a little bit better.
There we go. That gets that out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to load the design. And this design is almost 8 by 8, so 7.88 by 7.87. And we're going to go ahead and start. Our first stitch is going to be the placement line for our batting. Oh, yeah, that's technical.
It's just the little things in life.
That's what I was doing.
Hang on.
It doesn't make a line if there's no thread in there.
There's no thread. It's not going to do anything.
We wouldn't even have good holes.
Nope. Nothing we could see on this one anyways.
Now we're going to
Let's try that again. Oh, goodness. Off to a bang up start, aren't we?
Yeah.
I got my threads picked for this one.
You do.
We'll probably be able to repeat some of those for the next one, too.
I think so, too.
We'll keep an eye because this seems farther back, which is fantastic for workspace, but I don't know. I think we're okay back there, but just...
Yeah, I think we already moved it.
I think so, and I have square hoops, not rectangle hoops, so we shouldn't be kicking too far backwards.
Yeah, we're fine.
Because the other one's smaller, so
Yep,
I put it in the 8 by 8 hoop for the other one, so.
Yep. All right, so now you have
right.
to pay attention to the direction
So
that you put this on, right?
This is your insulated. You've got a shiny side and a non-shiny. We're going to put the shiny side down and completely cover up your stitches. Make sure you check the back of your hoop. It's really easy if you're not removing.
It says shiny side up.
Oh, does it?
It does, but it doesn't show it.
Okay. Well, I guess that kind of makes sense because you're going to put the hot stuff on top, right? I just unthreaded us.
Yeah. The picture does not look correct.
No,
it says
it doesn't look shiny
place
at all.
the insulated batting shiny side up, covering the placement line, but it doesn't look shiny.
All right, so you can do it whatever way you want. All right, but again, make sure that you are covering that back stitch. If you aren't removing your hoop from the machine, it's really easy to not overlap your back square of the square because you can't see. Oh, I put it in the threader, but I didn't push the threader.
Okay, Sarah. All right.
Oh, this is going to be a great day.
See, it's a weird day.
So I am having a really weird thing happening with my threader at home.
Yeah, you said something.
And I can't figure out what's going on.
What's going on?
It works, and it works, and then it doesn't work, and then it shreds my thread, and then it works, and then it doesn't work, and then it doesn't work, and doesn't work, and doesn't work, and then it works, and so the wire's not bent.
Right.
It's my needle is
there.
not my needle's not moving to the correct position, so it's like not far enough left. So it's literally completely missing the whole needle. So I'm afraid my needle bar's bent.
Good job. I mean, if you're going to do
If
it,
I'm gonna do something, do it right.
Do
but
it.
so oddly enough, I brought it in eons ago.
right.
And Tony and I were like, we think the needle bar is bent. And Jean's like, nope, it's fine. We're just going to change the threader. And it worked for a while, but I've since then had to change my threader multiple times.
Yeah.
So I think that, I think my needle bar is bent. And I have no idea how.
Carolyn says, all right, she is all signed up.
Bomb! Yay!
Yeah, you know, we did a bunch of perfectly pieced at the beginning. We haven't really been doing a lot of that lately, but we're not opposed to going back and doing some of the designs.
I'm not, and I'm actually planning to make, on my list of dream projects at this point, a quilted jacket using some of those patterns. So I'm only going to have like random placed pieces. I'm not going to do like the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I am going to do a quilted jacket. So maybe we can work in some things with that. So they have recently released I'm supposed to be doing this. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
I'm just not even reading the instructions now. Basically the past years, they have sent out a free pattern that you can download with all of their months being a sampler quilt. So it's very pretty and it takes the guesswork out for you. Of course, you could do this on your own and put them wherever you want, use whatever fabrics and things you wanted. But it's a nice, it's a nicely put together pattern. Tells you the sizes and all of the things that you need, which is always nice and helpful when someone just puts all that information together for you. So, the underside fuzz, even though I'm cutting, is separating a little bit. So just make sure that make sure you're opening your scissors enough, because I think that was the, and I wasn't getting that back fuzz. So it was staying in some spots. Make sure you get a wide enough slice to get all of what's there. Got a little bubble in my, that's all right.
You could probably snip
That
if
quilting
you
will,
wanted.
the quilting will flatten it out later on, right? Maybe.
It will, for sure.
All right. Well, that wasn't too bad. All right, so we have everything trimmed. So now we need it's going to be the placement line for our background fabric. And that is going to be that solid cream. And you are definitely going to want to have fusible on the back of this, because the solids are beautiful, but Yes. Oops.
We made it a tight fit over here,
It's
didn't
not, yeah.
we? She says, I'm totally a Kimberbell hoarder. I've just never done the me time. Yeah, we get it.
I almost melted that marker. Sat that iron right down on top of it. All right. Oops.
Hey.
Got junk in my trunk today. Okay. So this is, again, make sure that if you are not removing it from your hoop, you are covering that back and evenly balance that out.
And you could, of course, tape this if you feel like you need to. Lisa's
Go for it.
just going to hold it.
Because that's what I do.
She's a rebel.
I am. I can only follow so much direction.
She's a rebel with a Kimberbell cause.
Yep, that's me. That stitch is wonky. It's not a very straight line.
I think it's because of the batting.
The batting has
underneath it.
actually got a nice loft in there,
Yeah.
so. Just petting the fabric this morning. It's, you know, the fabric.
The fabric.
The fabric. Petting my fabric. That looks better. There was a nice little wonky something. Must have been my piling of stuff. I don't know.
Could be.
I might have been in a little bit of a hurry last night.
Maybe.
It was late. I wanted to go home. Yeah, maybe I need that too.
Yeah.
You're drinking caffeine, aren't you?
I am drinking coffee.
Yeah, I'm not.
This morning was like, we bought this new coffee maker, and it has an insulated carafe that it basically brews in. And so Dave's like, well, I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator. It was still just as hot this morning as it was when it brewed. It definitely was insulated.
Wow, in the refrigerator.
In the
it stayed
refrigerator
hot overnight.
So.
Okay, so this first color is just going to do like a plus sign, basically a little cross in the center.
stems.
And I have in the green that also matches the green fabric. That is color number 988, I think. Nope, I can't read it.
ES 990.
I'm so close. 8890.
So
Two
close.
numbers off.
2 numbers off, yeah.
So close.
Yeah, so I wasn't expecting it to be hot this morning, so I didn't fill my cup up with enough ice. So I'm pouring it, and I'm not paying attention, and I look down and there's no ice left. And I was like, when did you put this in the refrigerator? He's like, last night. I'm like, well, maybe, I guess we need to pour it out of this into the container in order to have a good iced coffee.
Good iced coffee in the morning.
In the morning, yeah. So.
That's
I was like, well, it works.
it's a good carafe, man.
Really well. Yeah, when I was looking for coffee makers, I wasn't really paying attention to what I was looking at. I was looking for something that was quick because our other one was super
It took a
slow.
while. Yeah.
And that it had a metal container because we have broke the glass container more than once. And but this one is it works very well. So it's just see my cubes. There's nothing in
much
there.
in there.
Yeah, and that was after I put more cubes in after the first round melted. So my coffee doesn't taste.
Is it
great.
low watery or not as watery as you're used to?
It's like too watery.
Oh, because it melted all.
Because it melted
Yeah.
out. Because we didn't make the coffee. Usually I make the coffee stronger if I know the ice is going to melt it. Because then it kind of.
Right.
But we didn't do that because we thought this
We
would
see
work.
how much knowledge I have with coffee because I don't do coffee. It's gross. Gross,
Well, it
gross,
doesn't
gross.
really taste like coffee. It really tastes like
It still tastes like coffee if you don't like coffee.
it's white chocolate.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, I don't taste the coffee.
So when I worked at McDonald's and we had recently gotten that whole cafe, mocha,
Yeah.
all the whole different things, I literally tried every concoction with extra pumps of you
Yeah.
name it. It all has an aftertaste of coffee. It
I guess-
doesn't matter.
For me, like different coffee brands leave more of a coffee taste.
And I think McDonald's is strong in general.
It's more of
so,
a, yeah.
Yeah.
I like just a light roast. That's what we usually use,
Yep.
Which doesn't have as much coffee taste, but it doesn't. It can't taste like the coffee. I mean, my coffee is basically cream.
The only I have a, it's not a Keurig, it's a Keurig type machine.
Yeah.
It's Cuisinart actually, but
Yeah.
we bought it for tea, and there's actually juices.
Yeah.
I got it because they actually have Campbell's soup cups. Did you know that?
I did.
And that those kinds of things were things that, and Caitlin likes coffee, so she'll make cappuccino. You know, we've got like the two things where it has like the powder and then so we got it for her mostly so she could do, because we don't allow her to use a lot of other appliances when we're not there. So it was something, you know, you could make a hot cup of soup or, you know, those kinds of things. Okay, so I moved the fabrics over when I was showing them.
And that's the green, right?
This is going to be green, so we're going to do the place. Yep, that's why I threaded green.
I thought so.
Well, that was why, but yes, it stays green. So placement line for the first petal, or leaves, I guess. They're calling these leaves. I guess they're leaves. And then we're gonna place our fusible backed fabric on top of that. I can't say these are my favorite types of edge stitches.
I love a candlewick stitch.
And see, I just, it feels unfinished to me. I just can't.
I think that's the difference from coming from the
sewing
side versus
So the other thing is, though, of course, with yours, you generally have a fusible backed, so your edges stay really crisp.
Right.
When you trim, you get fuzzy edges, you get a little fraying on, and then it doesn't look as clean.
Right.
So that might be also a difference if we had pre-cut, or if I pre-cut, maybe I'd like it better.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Bubbly caffeine. She likes Coke Zero. We're big fans of Mountain Dew.
I think we should contact them and ask them to sponsor our show.
We should. I will stop drinking coffee for Mountain Dew again.
I'm serious. I'll do an ad for them.
Yeah.
At least 2 to 3 times a week. No problem.
This sewing podcast is brought to you by Mountain Dew.
Crack open another one.
The caffeinated beverage of. Is your store in the South? No, we're in Michigan, so we're not South.
Nope. I think Sarah would die if she lived in the South. You couldn't handle the heat.
You know, I think it would be just different. I would stay in different times of the month. Like, I don't really mind going out in the cold. So, I don't know. I lived in the South before.
Yeah?
Yeah. You just don't go out after noon and then until like 7.
Yeah. So Samantha's boyfriend's parents live in Phoenix. And they get up, their day is like 4 a.m. to, because of the heat. They do all of their everything early because it gets so hot. That way they don't have to go and deal with that as much.
Yeah.
I couldn't live like that. Just would not work for me. I'm more the 4 a.m. stay up till kind of person than get up at. I mean, I can. I used to do it all the time. I used to work a 4 a.m. to 1 o'clock shift. And I did that for a really long time, but I don't like it.
Like, it cools off at, when the sun starts to go. So you could just do your stuff from like 6 to 4 a.m.
All right, so now I have to trim since I didn't pre-cut these. So no, we're in Ann Arbor, Michigan, to more specifically answer that question.
College town.
Yep. I still somehow managed to snip that stitch.
Good job.
I'm talented today, I guess. It's gonna be a good day. Got a plan of attack here. I'm gonna come in from all of the sides and then I'm gonna do the center together. I don't know whether that's a good plan of attack or a bad one. I'll let you know in a minute.
Yeah. Ooh, I love the Space Coast in Florida. There is Titusville is one of my favorite little towns to go and visit. There's an adorable RV park there that my husband and I keep thinking that that's going to be where we end up when we retire.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's really fun. Of course, the irony is it's chock full of like people with all kinds of, like activities and things like that. Dave's like, I'm not really sure that's going to work for you. He's like, I think maybe you're not a people person anymore.
Where would you get that idea from? What do you come home spouting?
Oh, I love people. I just can't stand silliness.
That's a nice word.
Yes.
We'll go with that one.
I have not. She asked if I've ever seen a night launch yet. No. A couple of times we've been in Florida, we've missed the launches because of rescheduled for whatever storm or bad weather. So we have yet to be down there. The last time we were in Florida, we got chased out of Disney for the hurricane.
Yep. I remember that.
But my dad lives in Florida. He lives in Frostproof, which I just think is hysterical. Well, he doesn't live in Frostproof. Now he lives in Babylon Park, but close enough to there.
So this process worked very well.
Yes.
Made that inside trim not hard because it wasn't too tight.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was loose around it. So that was my thought process, was if I had loose fabric, trying to get my scissor into the center there would be easier, and I think that worked.
That color, that green, is super nice on that. And
It's
next to it.
bright instead of dark, which
Yeah,
I
I
was
really
going
like it.
for a shade lighter instead of the shade darker.
Yes.
That was my
I like.
my goal. So
All right, now we're gonna do the fancy candle wicking stitches.
So you know how we talk about warp and weave of fabric after you buy something, how it goes back to
You got one of those?
This is like a
I see it.
It's not supposed to do that.
No.
I look down and everything's twisting to the left. I'm like, they're in a sad shape, but they don't twist to the left yet. So
It's so annoying when you have something that does that. Just absolutely. And you're gonna spend all day doing that,
Yep, probably.
and then maybe never wear that again.
I mean, it's comfortable, it's stretchy. So as long as I don't look at it, I'll be fine. I don't feel it so much as I just see it.
Yeah.
So I just can't look at my clothing today.
Don't look down.
Don't look down.
Pretend you're on a very tall. We're on a tall platform.
So you know what happens when I don't look down? I trip over things. Have you noticed how much I trip if I don't look down?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Lisa's gonna stay right here all day.
I'm just gonna sit here. I could sew today. I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
I have some projects I could finish.
We have got to start digitizing for Falling for Autumn.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm almost done. Coming right up.
I don't know.
That's what I was pulling out yesterday.
Yeah.
And then a demo came in, and then Jean
Yeah.
came over, and then I had two
There.
classes in the morning, and that went till 2 something, and
Then there's the day.
and I was like, okay. And
I
then
started-
I was on the phone until 6:30, and then
I started a constant contact.
like,
I didn't get very far.
so yeah, I didn't.
She's leaving cryptic notes around.
I'm not sure I like Tucker notes. They usually tell me I have to do stuff. She doesn't just say, hi, have a great day.
She's
There's
like,
never any
I've been
cheerful
here
fun notes.
for
It's
a
just
year,
like,
I'm done. That's the one that's not quite a yard. Those two, okay. Both of those little packages are not quite a yard. Okay.
I don't know. I'm leaving my opinion to be open, but so far I'm not sure I like all of Tucker's notes.
I think we're jealous that we're not getting.
Just leave me the smile notes or the dog drawings, or
Right?
every once in a while, give me a fun one. Okay.
This note is not important. Just hello.
Hi. Mike, it's going to be covered, right? It's going to be a mountain.
That would be hysterical.
A sticky note mountain of
sticky notes.
All the crap. It'll be all crap I'm supposed to do, but it'll be a pile of
with
them.
like one that says nothing.
One that says nothing. Oh, Joanne has their outdoor fabric on sale. Too bad, I already bought it all.
That is hysterical. Did you watch it?
I was driving when it came through, and then I walked in.
Britney Spears. Sometimes I hide. Sometimes I now I forgot the words. That's it. Sometimes I run. Sometimes I hide. And they're like ducking behind something, and she's like, "That's Tony."
I got the text, and I saw that it was an image file because I saw it.
Did it go to Tony too?
No, he's not in this.
We should play that for him today.
He's not in this. So, all right. So next is going to be the velveteen placements, which I am going to use color number 466. I might have used 608, but Tucker stole it. I'm just bashing Tucker today. No, she
stole her color, her yellow color.
I was contemplating using that 608, and I was like,
did you hear us talking about you, Tony? No, Tucker has a video to show you.
So these are the middle petals, and this is going to be out of that velveteen. So
this reminds me so much of like a Pac-Man. It's like Pac-Man eating the ghost or something.
Pac-Man on a diet. He's a skinny Pac-Man, but I'm jealous. I'm jealous, but I didn't bring carrots for lunch today.
No, what did you bring for lunch today?
Sloppy Joes, but I'm not really into it.
No, I have some chicken salad. Oh, chicken pasta, like tuna salad, chicken pasta, and some egg salad. I made egg salad the other day, and apparently Dave he really likes it. He kept telling me, whatever recipe you use for your egg salad, you should use that again. And of course, in my mind, I'm like, I've made egg salad the same way for the last 25 years. But I'm really glad it tastes
Glad you enjoyed it, babe.
I'm glad it was really good this time. What did it taste like the last million times I made it?
Right. So again, this comes in one large chunk. You can't see that.
Like a 5x5.
It's bigger than that,
okay.
Actually. So you'll need to cut that down. I do not recommend just slapping it over here because then you'll have just a weird shaped leftover piece. You can actually maybe use the leftover for something worthwhile. It's a nice size piece, so do pre-cut these.
And you could tape if you would like.
I mean, I suppose.
Yes.
We'll see how much velveteen fluff we have everywhere. My nails match the green. That one looks a different color. Mm-hmm. It must just be the angle. Oh, we didn't cut. That's all right. I can fix that.
Yep, because you'll be cutting in a minute.
I will be. Right through that, as a matter of fact. Oh, the joy of cutting velveteen.
It's so much fun, isn't it?
So much fun.
And you wore an appropriately colored black shirt today.
Absolutely. I'm going to wear it all day. One more thing to look down at.
Maybe it'll distract you.
From the twist in my shirt. Awesome sauce. That's fantastic. All right. So these are going to have that same edge trim. So you definitely don't want to have a huge edge. So take your time and get as close as you can. Pull out all of your trimming tricks here to make that nice and tight. Of course, you don't want to get the stitches, so be careful. One,
two.
I don't know why that's in my head these days, but what were we doing that came up and now it's stuck in my head?
That's a really good
Question?
yeah.
Two. I've got a blanket on. Do you see that?
I think we have to show that. That is adorable.
That's fantastic.
Oh, I dropped it. It's down.
3.
Oh, post-it note down.
Ask and you shall receive. So there's our sewing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Here's me. I
With
got
her
a blanket wrapped around me. And there's Sarah. And we're doing good. We're rocking it.
We got the Tucker seal of approval.
Fantastic. Okay. Sometimes when I have a big mess, I clean it up with my Kimberbell tape because cutting this stuff does tend to get a little bit fluffy. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to be fluffy. All right. How's that? I think that's pretty good. I think it's as good as it's going to get. Anyways, here we go. Ugh. Rock and roll. Next, we have red. I don't know that I really like that, but
it's what you had?
that's what I got. Is that better?
That is better. I like that better.
Of course you like it better. Look who I'm asking, but I think that's better.
Yeah, it's a better shade with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have anything better over here. And wow, this school is a hot mess.
So, that's all right. You found it.
I found it.
Patience evidently had some.
A little. It's early.
It's
still.
early yet?
Yep.
Gotcha. Rotating cutting boards are very nice for trimming. You are not wrong. We have one in a drawer somewhere. There's not a lot of room over here, so
It's like we have a lot more space than we do.
it's fairly crowded, and if I bump things, then cameras go flying, and unfortunately that's happened. But rotating mats are very nice.
So someone was in the shop yesterday and they said, oh, I've seen your videos online. I'm like, oh, that's nice. And then they walk over here and they're like, why in the world do you need cameras at a sewing place? I was like, that's where those videos
things
come
that make
from.
you go.
And they were like, oh.
So the next is going to be the flower petals. And though this is kind of a red fabric, we've decided to use a kind of hot pink color. This is number 333.
Good. A raspberry color.
It's a raspberry. It's a pink I can handle at least. It's so nice when your threader just works all the time. Look at that. Yeah, I'm working on tile scenes, so I'm changing constantly, right? And it's just shredding my thread, and I'm just like, what's going on? Something's not right here. Wait a second. Yeah. It was one of those days. And then it would work. PJ came home, and it was like midnight. And he comes in and we're talking. And I'm like, yeah, I can't figure out what's going on. It would work if I like held the needle, pushed the needle left before I hit the button. It usually worked. So I definitely had, it's something with an alignment thing. But he's like, well, let me see. Of course, every time I hit it, it worked when he was standing.
Just like when you bring it to the sewing machine place
Just
and
like
we
that.
can't duplicate the issue.
Just like that.
It happens to us.
Happens to us too. And he's like, sure, Mom, you're just making this up. I'm like, yeah, sure I was. But I kid you not, the moment he walked out of the room, it stopped working. I did not exaggerating. I was just like, can you come back and sit next to me so this will continue to work because it goes much faster.
It's working, yeah.
So he's coming over tonight. I'm going to have him carry it down for me, so.
That's nice. These things are so heavy.
They're big.
What if they get bigger?
Well, we were having that conversation because there's going to be a point where they're going to replace the luminaire.
Right.
I mean, it happens. There's no way it's not going to happen. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to happen yet, but it will at some point. So there is a...
Do you want your stripe diagonal?
I think I want them diagonal because I'm just cranky like that. I'm covering all of those tips, right?
Back here, yep.
Okay. So this is directional, so pay attention to what it's going to look like when it is in the petals. If you have it diagonal like this, your petals will be diagonal. If you square it, then you'll get straight lines, but they'll change direction, of course, with the different petals. So pay attention to what you're doing before you just hit go. So.
Yeah.
The TV remote. Yeah. I think that they put like a fingerprint sensor on those for themselves, that it only works for them.
Right.
That's what I think. I think I'm making that up. Maybe.
No. I do not. I do not think you're making that up.
And then do any of you guys have like 3 remotes? Why does there have to be so many remotes?
Yep, why does it have to be that complicated?
So, Caroline is asking about the backing. So there is backing on this fabric and the green fabric that we used, along with this fabric here. So there will be enough stitches going into it. They do recommend backing. It's in the directions.
It does not.
It does not come with that.
No, the it's kind of a part of the stabilizer. And when you buy a Bella box, you get a lot of stuff, but you do not get the stabilizers. You did get the batting though.
You did get the batting because it was a specific type that everybody might not have. So they did plan that kind of thing out.
You know, here's my thing with this. You know, we're using polyester thread. And
it's yep, I know. You weren't supposed to bring that up.
So I'm just gonna.
So sorry.
So I would just, if this were mine and I were making this, I probably would do all of this, but I would probably, when we get to the quilting part, I would probably quilt mine with like cotton thread in the top and the bobbin, and then if I were gonna set something on it, I would probably do it upside down. then the heat would be on the cotton fabric and the cotton thread.
The cotton threads.
Yes, because depending on how hot your
You can melt it.
item is that you're putting on here, you can definitely melt the polyester thread. So do be careful, and definitely don't put this in a microwave.
Oh, definitely not in the microwave, for
Yes.
sure.
But
The batting alone, no matter what you do, you're not going
Right.
to want to put that in the microwave. But do pay attention to those threads when you put, you know, if you're going to take a stove off the pot.
Yep.
You know, you take that stove right off the pot and you call it black. If you take something, you're going to have that kind of a heat is going to be an issue for the poly thread, for sure. For sure. And this is, again, going to have that same candle wicking. So I'm trying to get nice and tight right over that velveteen. It's fighting my scissors a little bit.
So I was watching the Kimberbell video, and they were cutting out their pieces, and they were using like the little thread snips.
Yeah, I've seen that in videos before.
It was painful for me to watch. I really wanted to give her a pair of scissors. They need these double curves. They're so much easier. I felt bad.
That's going to be a candle wicking I don't like. There's too much fabric in there.
You need a little pair of snips for that part?
Probably do, but that'll be all right. It's just okay. I'll make do. All right, I'm getting there. 2 down. You know, anytime that you have an interior corner like that, it's hard to get the fabric because you can't pick it up. So you're fighting against and then you add that poof of velveteen in there, and it's just got a little bit of challenge going on. Almost there. These lines are getting to my eyes. There's 3. I'm gonna get this all lined and folded and whatever if I don't watch it. Almost there. All right.
It looks really cute.
I think I got in there good enough. All right. There we go. Almost there, guys. Who needs the gym?
I feel like this would be us if we hung outside at work. If we could definitely get ourselves in trouble, right?
Most definitely. Quick drive!
Right.
Yeah, I kept looking and it never says to.
Yeah.
And that one has a satin stitch,
Right.
which has more stitches going in it, which I found interesting, but I also didn't care enough. So I was like,
I wonder if it has more to do with the fact that it's over top of the. Yeah.
yep. I don't know.
I don't either. Or maybe it was just
Because
because
that-
it adds a little dimension.
Maybe.
Or maybe they just thought that this would be super hard to cut because it's so small.
So small. Or you needed a crisper line on this because of this type of stitch
Could be.
versus
Yeah.
the other.
She said Thelma and Louise. Yeah, that definitely could
Maybe
be
could
us.
be us outside of work
could be.
if we ever.
Yeah. It was fun to go to the quilt shop
It
the
was
other
fun.
day. We all went after work. We like
The
raced
LeBou
over
crew ran.
to a different.
We actually kicked customers out at 3:00, which
Yeah.
we normally were like, yeah, it's fine. No,
Yeah.
take your time. Yeah, we were like, we close in 5 minutes.
We gotta go. We got
We
places.
got places to be, man. And we went shopping together.
We did. It was fun.
It was.
We don't get to do that enough. We don't all get to hang out enough.
No. Long time ago, I think when you first, it was a while ago, Gene invited us all out to his place, and it was a bad day. And we were like, I can't go. And you were like, I can't go. And then that was it. He never invited us again.
Again,
and,
yeah.
And I mean, that's okay. I don't mean
Yeah.
to say that how rude, or I
Right.
don't mean it like that. Just, we have talked about things and whatnot.
Yeah,
This Christmas was really nice. We actually had like a little
we did. It was
party
nice. A
thing
little
instead
party
of
in the
just
morning. Yeah,
at lunch where you throw things at people.
yeah.
And that was not that broken earlier this morning. I don't know where that's at. Not sure.
Blending in.
It might be underneath one of those. You just never know. That's the weird thing about these. They fall off or chip or
Yeah.
and you're like, where did I eat that? That's my thing is that's always, did that go in my food? Did I just eat broken finger?
It's not really the nail either. It's just the
It's
nail
just
polish.
the polish, which
Right.
is worse. I mean, you chew your nail, it's not, or whatever. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't chew my nails, but,
Right.
but at least it's part of you. If that, but that's just completely, and it's like, there was extra crunch in that. Was that a nut or was that, no, I'm just kidding. This one fell off yesterday
Yeah.
when I was checking out my lesson when she was leaving, and it literally just fell off. It was just on the counter. I was like, oh, okay. Tony's like, what? I'm like, this just fell off. It was like, I did not get a quilting color out.
Do you have like that light, like that off-white or
Yellowy.
yellow?
No,
You want that one instead?
no, I think that's too, that's not bad.
You pick.
I don't know. What's in your drawer? I think this one's better than this one. You don't have.
I've got a gray. I got a white.
No, I don't think I want white. I don't know. What do we got? All right, so now we have just the center applique left. We're almost there, guys.
I would probably do this one.
I think so too.
Okay. Blue, right?
Blue, well, sort of blue. It's a weird blue. It's
Yeah.
not, it's kind of got a little bit of teal to it, but
Yeah, 1386 is what we're putting in. 1386.
this cracks me up because that's that other stuff. And that's all I can think of every time I see that or somebody says that. And I'm just like,
I think that's still attached to this
Yeah.
part of it. Oh, that one's not though.
probably could have guessed where that was going to go. My own. All right. And again, This is directional fabric. Since everything else is on an angle, we're just going to keep up with that. This does not prep you for a backing. I don't know why you couldn't do that. I'll tell you in a second if it's super hard to cut. But and here we go. So this isn't hard to cut at all. It might be kind of tight if this was thicker to pull it up and mess with it. Okay. And that fabric, again, will match the binding fabric. So, okay, satin stitch around that one.
Then we have to tape the backing on.
We do.
And do the quilting, right? Yep, you want to take that over there?
Sure.
Kind of like the lighter shade in there.
It is. It's got like just a hair of teal to it, which it matches the newer, the vintage Flora. That's why that color got pulled.
Yeah.
So that's why it's in the thread kit. But I like it. I think it looks good. Gives a little variation. I find that color navy is really hard to match. It's either too dark, too light, too something.
Yeah.
So I like this one because I've stitched a couple things with this fabric in it and gone,
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna take this out and we're going to,
tape the backing on.
we need to run a bobbin.
I can run a bobbin really quick.
Do we have something that will look decent or?
I have empty bobbins over here, so.
So here's one. All right, so I generally try to trim off when I'm working back and putting something on. When you have a really big messy knot, those tend to stick out, and so I like to just clean those ties off before I put my backings on.
Do you want a dark bobbin or do you want a light bobbin? You want that color?
Yeah, that'll look cool.
Okay.
It's gonna probably have the top color coming through though, won't it?
It might poke a little bit. Do you want to do the same color?
Yeah, let's just do
Okay.
that. All right, so because this is the back of the hoop, even those who do not tape. So I am going to start with my corners and then contemplate whether I want to add any more. Just as a reminder, you never want to only do your north, south, east, west because those corners will very probably fold in. So you always need to make sure you tape your corner.
And be careful pushing. So
You don't want to push too hard in. Absolutely.
push from the front, but not the back.
Yep. Just gonna keep that nice and flat to the back. All right, there we have it. It's about all the tape I can handle. Are we good?
Yep.
Okay.
I did wind a bobbin of color ES828. That's the color that we're going to use for the quilting. And right now we're going to just tack down the backing, but then it'll be quilting and we can just finish with this thread.
All right.
Should be able to
so
hit the
here we
start
go.
button.
This is
Yeah.
a squaring stitch, which will attach the back fabric to our hoop. Really.
And now we're gonna do the quilting.
Yipper. It's a decent color. It works. It's got just a hint of yellow to it, but you can't really tell that where we're at. This is an interesting, it's not everywhere. Like,
Yeah, it's a pretty open design.
interesting. I always find this an interesting thing to watch now that we do it. I never found it that interesting before because I didn't care.
Right. Following the path. It's like a challenge to figure out a way to make it
To
go
make
from
it
one
go
end.
the pattern that you want. And with as few stitches as possible. And there we go. So, I am going to remove the tape because I don't want that stuck in anything.
You
Should
can.
be fine, right?
Yeah, it won't be stuck. I don't think
won't.
No,
It's gonna
'cause
go on the inside.
Everything is going to be on the inside
We
of
should be
that
fine.
line.
I'll leave it alone then.
Yep.
We're good.
So grab your binding
All
piece.
right, so we have our circle and we want to find where we joined that piece, and that fold we want roughly in the center.
Yep. We want to
of
make sure that it
the
doesn't
bottom.
end up in a
so
corner.
here is our join, and you don't want that there. So you're going to start with that piece so you have a chance to tell it where you want it to be.
Yep.
And you are going to align your raw edges. So my folded edges towards the center up here, and the raw edges are going to align with that outside squaring stitch that we did back eons of stitches ago.
Yep.
And we do, I'm going to have to pull that towards me just a hair because I can't reach underneath the foot. So aligning that, and I'm going to tape that so that it doesn't shift. Think we're good?
I think so.
Alrighty. And then don't hit it with your thumb. Do, do, do. Let's try that one more time. I didn't have to push the hoop in so hard.
Right.
I wouldn't have done that. All right, there we go.
Okay.
So
Now
this,
we're going to stitch.
yep, it's going to attach into the corner. You can't quite see that little angle that went behind there. All right. We're going to remove the tape. Do you want to do this here, or do you want me to do this?
I think we can do it
here.
right here. So you've got this diagonal. Maybe zoom out just a little bit so they can see a little bit more of it.
Oh, that's a lot.
There we go. So it's stitched a diagonal into the corner. And just like when we do regular binding, what we're going to do is we're going to fold up on that diagonal. All right, and it's going to kind of fold into the corner here. We're going to fold that down, and then we're going to take this piece and we're going to fold it over top of it. And then that piece gets lined up at the top. So we've made a diagonal piece over here, and then we're going to
pull it. Are you okay?
Fold down this way. I think we're okay. All right, and then we're going to line this up along the outside edge. We're probably going to need to take it out to tape though. So we've got our fold, and we are making sure that we're folded on the diagonal. I wonder if, yep, you can see that a little bit better there. So here we've got our nice diagonal, all right, and then I'm putting my finger at the top, and then I'm gonna pull that down. So it goes like this.
Underneath your foot.
And then we're gonna wanna tape kind of this way, because it's gonna stitch this way. So we wanna tape right there. There we go. And then we're gonna slide this back on.
It's just gonna do it's gonna do the whole line.
It's gonna do the line, yep.
We need to align all the way back. Yep. So if you are the taping sort, you can get your piece aligned all the way across, and to make sure that there's no shifting, it will stitch through that. Are we good? I can't see.
Yep, I think we're good.
Okay.
And then we're gonna stitch. And we'll take this and do this off camera for the next corner so that you can see. Then it's gonna go diagonal.
All right, so we're gonna repeat that across this back piece. So we'll do this next one over here so you can see a little better. So first thing I'm gonna do is pull that so I don't have that in my way. This doesn't, down here, doesn't matter at this point because it's not gonna go back over that spot at all. So I need to diagonal the corner. So we're coming over here at a diagonal, and then at this edge here, we're gonna fold and go back the way we came, sort of, except we're gonna continue around. Just make sure that your fold here is going to line up and line up your edge over there. Again, tape at the fold so that stays in position. And you can tape that down to make sure that that stays across that seam. In your instructions, they are rotating the hoop. So the pictures, you're always going to see the same angle, just so that it's not confusing to anybody else. So now it's going to do that whole straight line across the back of the hoop. And I guess we do that again. Can you imagine? So we're going to, now that we showed that, I'm just going to leave it here because it's a lot easier than pulling my hoop out. So again, we want that angle and then the fold. And we're going to come back towards us this time. And stitch this line. Good. righty, so almost there. Have a good day. And one final time. Little less wiggle room here. I can't see what I'm doing. All right, there we go. Can't really
Looks good from over
shift
here.
that any farther.
No. All right, and the final stitch.
All right.
That looks
Fold
good.
it good enough?
Yeah.
All right. And then this is going to just come back and meet us up where we started. And we have
Yep.
put on binding in the hoop.
Yep. Then you're just going to trim it, and you still have to stitch the other side down, but that is all.
So
We do for
you
this one.
are finished stitching there. So again, you're going to want to trim, but your corners are all going to have that nice mitered piece. Once you have that trimmed, you can press, fold it, and then do your whatever stitching you use to tack your binding in place. And that will be, but you'll want to press this open so that you have a nice, beautiful seam here, and then wrap to the back and stitch that in place. And then this one will be completed. So we are not going to do that on camera. All right, so
Now we have our screen project.
I don't know if I just tossed that green on there. I don't know that that's the green I need, but
Do you have your screen?
it was right here.
It was, right?
I trimmed it and everything. Oh, it's right here because I was trying to flatten it. It was still rolling because it was in a roll. I was like, I put it somewhere. Where did I put it? All right, so in our hoop, we have a sticky wash away. You are going to need a wash away topper as well. In your instructions, it does tell you to trim your screen to, what is it, 11? 11?
11, yeah.
It's like 12 by 12. That was super centered.
So we combined our designs so that we can do this in a single hooping as opposed to doing it in two.
So this is an 8 by 8 hoop.
And the design is like a little more than 6, so it's like 6.5 by 7.
So if you have a 7 by 12 inch hoop machine or bigger, you could do this, we assume. We'll let you know if this bombs. But that would make it so you don't have to multi-hoop. So either way, you're going to need the sticky wash away stabilizers. And
I should put the other bobbin back in.
Thank you. And again, your screen mesh comes in a roll, and it's like a 12 by 12 piece. You're going to need to cut an inch off because you want this to be 11 by 11. So that is the it's not the finished size, but that's the size that you'll want to work with. And that is more specifically based on if you're multi-hooping, because the folds that they have you do and whatnot are based on that 11-inch shape versus if you are doing what we're going to do, I'm just going to get that centered into the hoop. So sticky wash away and a double hooping if you're smaller than that size. And then all I did in the screen was I lined up the alignment stitches and saved those two together. So I just loaded both aspects at one time.
And so we're gonna skip the first.
We do not need the first stitch. So the first stitch would be the alignment. What we're gonna need is a centering, either, do we want to, we don't want to stitch across here.
We're gonna see it.
So can you project down my crosshair for me? You will trim this later, so if it's not, need that one.
Yeah, I was on something else.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
All right, so I have taken my 11 by 11, folded it in half, and then folded it in half again so that I have a center mark, and I am just projecting that down. I can't do this underneath there. Sorry.
That's okay.
I can't see it.
Yeah, just do it on a.
You know, let me think. You are going to trim this down later, so the actual center, if it's a hair off, won't matter. So I am going to use my hoop lines that are marks in my hoop and my cutting mat beneath me to find my center point, and that's what I'm going to use to place this.
Yeah, it's going to get trimmed down.
It's going to get trimmed down quite a bit. So there's plenty of wiggle room. So the little 1/8 of an inch-ish that center is off,
Yep.
I'll be fine. So I've got the marks here on a line, and I've got the marks here. Well, I did. It's going to be a day, isn't it?
We need our hooping mat.
Need something. All right. So I've got this, and now again, I am going to use the grid from my mat underneath to place my screen on the sticky. All right. And again, you will be trimming, so if you are just a smidge off, no biggie.
Right.
All right, I'm pretty dang close anyways. Okay.
Yes, you are.
So
So I'm skipping.
we're going to skip the first step, which is an alignment. So what is that going to do if you are, if you're using it the way that it came in the Abella box, you're going to do 5 by 7 size hooping, and it's going to stitch a little guy down here, and you're going to fold it according to the instructions.
It's the can first, I think. What color is our... No,
it's
a
the pumpkin.
So we want
Yeah, that guy.
4, 6, 6.
I think.
All right.
Yeah, that'll work. The fold is in the instructions. You want, again, cut it to that 11 and then follow those instructions, not what I did.
Right.
All right. So if you are double hooping, don't do what I just did.
Yeah, you're gonna fold up like
you're
2
gonna
and a
fold
half inches.
2.5 inches and then fold it in half, and that's what you're going to mark and line up with what stitches on the stabilizer. All right.
Is this okay color?
That's, I don't care. It's
Okay.
fine. Yep. So the hoop, if you want to combine it, you would need a minimum width of 7 inch, and you'll have to rotate it sideways.
Like
Once
a 7 by 8.
You'll need a 7 by 8, basically. So a 7 inch wide or an 8 inch wide machine will work for the combination. I don't know any reason why this won't work, but I guess we'll find out.
We're gonna find out.
We're gonna find out for you.
If
So
you're doing it multi-hooping 5 by 7, they fit in the 5 by 7.
they fit. Will
hoops.
each fit in the 5 by 7 hoop.
Yeah.
So there are 2 pieces of velveteen. We've got a pumpkin and we've got a rooster. We're going to do the pumpkin first, and that is the lighter of the 2. So we have the 2 different colors. So this is the guy, which this is the same thing we used in the previous. So I am using that same color that we used last time. Lots of special fabrics going into this one.
All right, and then you're gonna trim
We're
around
gonna
that.
trim, and we're gonna do that same color.
Yep, and we're gonna keep that because it's gonna do like the candle making stitch around the pumpkin.
Where did I put my scissors? All right, the stabilizer that we used, I did see that question pop up, is a sticky wash away, is what is in the hoop.
That's what's stuck to the screen right now.
And this does have fusible on the back as recommended in the instructions. So a little less shedding where I'm cutting.
So Kimberbell doesn't give us cut options for our raw edge applique pieces that are like this.
Sorry, that noise is probably terrible in the microphone. I apologize. All right. And here we go with the candle wicking.
Yep.
I think you took off with the black somewhere else, so. All right. Our next is going to be the wheel, the tire, I guess, down here. So that is going to be out of black leather. So I am going to actually put in just a really dark gray. I'm using color number 1716. I don't have a black at the moment. I think this will look nice though. It will. Give it a little more depth. Like, I lost it. I already She's so beats. It's gonna be one of them, isn't it? I did seem to lose the, are we supposed to put that water soluble down yet?
No, it looks like it's over right here. Okay. So no, we got time.
Okay.
All right, so now we need to put this is for the wheel.
So our black leather is going to go, right, of course, pretty side up there and tack that down.
I mean, you could put it the wrong side up. It'd be a different texture.
This is definitely not double-sided. No, there's definitely a wrong side of this, for sure. And this is a raw edge. So again, there's no cut file for this. And whatever you're trimming, that's your final cut. Mm-hmm. Be careful as you're trimming these pieces that you're not trimming your screen.
Do we want silver for the inside of the wheel or a white?
Silver or creamy white. Silver sounds great. I don't care.
I think we have like a light silver.
I think there's one behind us too. 1701 or something like that.
colors for you. We got choices.
I got choices, she says. Choices, choices, choices.
Or we have our 1707 that we like so much.
Yeah, that might be the one I was thinking of. So, these are not the best scissors to be trimming leather with. There's only a sweet spot. So I'm not able to really cut a large section at a time. So make sure you have good scissors. So I definitely have maybe a little choppier cut than I'm used to doing. So, all right, once we have that, there is going to be a stitch. Well, that's nice. It'll help that out a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to cover that up, which is good because it's not the best cut I've ever done. That might be the one I was thinking of. Yep.
Yep.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I think that'll be nice.
I think so.
Let's go with that.
Okay. You want to use the fuller one so you have more in your box?
Gonna have to replace the box sooner or later, one way or the other, but
I don't know. $500 worth of thread in there.
do you think he would be appalled if he knows that we were planning to pull a whole nother one of those for us?
Probably.
I mean, that's $30.
Right.
$38.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I think maybe we might have stuff in our blade.
We might. Okay.
If junk in our trunk.
We got junk in that trunk too. All right. We are going to change for the center portion of that to color number 1707. We like this color. It's a really pale gray. It's not really gray, not really white. It's just a little bit of everything blended into one.
Yeah.
Which is nice. All right. Next, I need a green for this. Right? Yes.
I think you're going to want to snip across.
Yep.
We can use that same green we used earlier.
I think a little lighter. That one was a little too dark, I think. So that and
That's perfect. All right, now we are going to put in
Beauteous.
ES 988.
That's what I thought I had before.
It is what you thought you had before.
I know they can't really see, but I did stick our last week's projects up behind us.
I see that now that you say that. Oh. Did you find what you were looking for?
Nope, I'm good. It's dropping everything today. See if this fits. So the first thing that it's stitching are the little handles for the boots, or for the wellies. The bootstraps. Look, the bootstraps.
Your rain boot straps.
Yeah, no doubt. And then I think the brighter white's probably better for that,
Yeah,
don't
this
you?
one.
Okay.
Yep, me too.
All right, so the next guy is going to be a placement line for our green fabric. So this we did not get because it's a raw edge. We didn't get a cut file. I created one, but I don't know if it's gonna fit. So we're gonna see if it'll work or not. It looks short. We'll see. Maybe a little shorter on the top. I think just a hair. What do you think?
Looks good.
All right.
Perfect.
All right, we can skip a tack down stitch.
Okay.
Okay. Oh,
You gotta put the hoop back on.
we also got to put dots on.
No, it's the white.
Yeah.
I just gotta change, but
Yeah.
you slide that on, and then I'll change the color. And now we're gonna do the dots. Lots of dots.
So maybe we should have
Go
done
back?
the tack down.
Do you want me to go back to that?
Yeah, let's try that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I thought there was going to be something else there, but there's not at all a stitch of any sort around. Usually there's something around a regular fabric.
It's just
It's a
straight
true
stitch.
raw edge.
Yeah.
Sorry. What? I'm making you work harder
That's
today.
all right. It's all good.
Hopefully. Well, that'll at least give us the delineation between the two boots, if nothing
Yeah.
else. My toe's not quite perfect.
Your
I'll
toes
fix it
sticking out.
later. My toe's sticking out of my boot.
Now we need to put the white in.
Now we need to put the white in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Marilyn asked, 5x7 is the answer to your question. That is the minimum size you need if you are doing them.
No.
Oh, in a single. We already said that a couple times. So the design is 6.09 by 6.98. So you're going to need a 7x7 or a 6.5x7 hoop in order to do this in a multi-hoop, because it's just over 6.
Yep. So if you're going to
unfortunately.
take both designs and squish them together, you're going to need a minimum of a 7-inch in one of the directions. Actually,
In both.
7.5 because nope, in one because you can turn it. So
Right, it's 6.09 by
6.98. So
So bigger than 6.
bigger than 6 for sure. 6
Yeah.
by 10 will not do it. Definitely not do it.
No, the
The
word
7 by 12 would work because you could rotate sideways and have the 7-inch going on your 12-inch side.
yeah.
But
It has to be bigger than
it
6.
has to be bigger than a 6. So if you have a 7 by 12 or something like that, that would work. Or anything larger, you can squish them into one hoop. We think.
So far.
So far, it's working. So I'm not sure if that was worth pre-cutting those or not, but
The dots will hold it down.
the dots will hold it down for sure. I'll just do a little cleanup around the edges and I'll be fine. Having not have stitched it, I didn't know what it was going to do.
True.
So
True.
I just thought I would cut anything I could cut to save.
Hi from Tulsa. Bet it's warm there.
Mm-hmm.
It's 80 here. Finally warmed up.
Yeah, so part of the reason I did the whole cutting thing is because my fabric that's this color already had fusible backing on it, and trimming that is not fun.
Right.
And when I looked at it and it has that little cutout in between the two boots, I was like, that will not be easy with sticky on there.
No.
So that's why I was like, I'm going to attempt to get this pre-cut. So that was the thought process behind not. So if you have not already pre-cut other pieces, because we used that in the leaves on the vase last week, and that's why we had fusible backing on the whole piece.
Right.
Cut off a piece if you don't want to attempt to do something like what we did here.
Yep.
Because fusible backing would just make that super hard. That was my thought process. And I think it worked close enough.
Yeah, by the time you get all the dots on there, you can't hardly see anything anyways.
No. And honestly, I don't know where this is going to go, but who cares? There's a little fabric sticking out here or there. It's not a big deal. So, but I think it's good. Again, good enough for who it's for, which is just me. So, all right. After this, we are going to do the soles on.
Yep.
And the tire fill. Oh, the center dot, maybe?
Must be.
Yep. Let's just do that guy again.
Okay.
And then we need this after that one. Then stitch the pot fill.
Well, we don't have an orange.
Yeah, we gotta find a few more thread colors. All right, so we're gonna put the 1716 back in, which is that same gray we used on the outside of the wheel for the boot soles and the inside of the wheel. He's a little bright, but that's orange. Got a gray for that. We're good there. We need so that can be this.
What do you want to be our pot? Are we going back to this color?
I don't know, because it's going to be the same color as what's sitting next to it.
Right. You need like a brownish.
Yeah. Think there might be a tan
I got
color.
Oranges, that's it.
A
Yeah.
tan or color. I am just not able to hang on to a dang thing today, am I?
Oh, we could make our pots teal.
We could.
Because that goes nice with
It
the
does.
pumpkin. It doesn't have to be a brown terracotta.
Yep.
You should get it in your 8x14 hoop, rotated, yes.
Yes, absolutely. You actually wouldn't have to rotate in the 8x14. Let's do, so the carrots this one we're gonna do with one of these,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, right now we're
So,
doing the pots, the
Is
top
there
and the
anything
bottom
that goes
pot.
nothing goes in the pots?
No.
Yeah, let's do that.
You want to do that? Okay.
Yep.
And we need to put this on.
Yes.
Can you just go check on her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something going on?
I'm not sure. You might want to.
Yep.
Yeah. I understand about the tech gremlins, Marilyn. We've certainly had our fair share today. So we decided to make our pots this pretty teal color instead of the tan terracotta color. All right, and now we are going to put in our orangey color. I got more oranges over here. Like I got like this one. What about that one?
That's better for this.
All right, so the color I just used was a Floriani PF 2040. And
Next we've got the middle pot, the pumpkin stem and detail, and carrots.
Yes, and I did put the
Water
soluble topper on. It is on
So-
here just so that you can see that. That just is going to be for the stitching purposes on top of the this one.
The brighter one? Or
I
the
like
darker?
that one.
For the carrots too?
Yeah, I think that's okay for carrots.
I was thinking for the rooster.
For the rooster? Okay. So then you want to do
Let's go with that one.
That one?
What
Okay.
the heck?
So then we're going to put ES3001 in. This is going to be carrots and pot and pumpkin detail. Wow, it is on here. There is a lot wrapped underneath there. That was a lot.
Weird.
You don't have your mic back on.
Okay. Let's see. We've got a little bit darker green. Should we go? We've got a couple different greens we need. Got dark for the rooster tail, since we're going with those.
Yeah.
And then that one for that one.
Yeah.
And then, did we use this one?
We did not.
We used the other one.
We used the other one.
Oh, perfect, because then we can use that one for this.
There we go.
Oh, Lord. We need beets. Beets are more raspberry and red, aren't they? Oh, that's orange.
We need flower color. You want your flowers to be purple?
Probably.
You got a good purple.
Evidently, that's not been wound up. And then we've got those. So beet, green, 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 orange. Beet, and then purple.
Okay.
We need our project tray.
Right.
How we survive without those.
Right.
Got some carrots being made. I'm gonna need a blue for this.
Are we doing the wheelbarrow in that?
That works for me.
All right. So now we have, what is that? The top, that's silver, right?
Yes.
And that is the top. What is this? The top
watering
of the
can
watering can
handle.
top. Oh, handle. All right.
That's
So
great.
ES111. Lots of ones.
She also seems to be a little grumpy that we were occupied. We didn't hide that. Okay, so
Dark green?
carrot leaves, flower stems. Yeah, we're gonna go with the darker green
Dark
first.
green. All right. So now we're going to do ES240.
Couple greens going together here, so a darker green and then we'll do a lighter green. I don't know what's being stitched where. There's too many little things going
know,
on, and
right?
that wheelbarrow's got lots going on.
It does.
All right, here we go. Some stems and carrot leaves and
Flower stems.
it's better than that one, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
That's not got enough.
Right.
Yeah, that one for these
Okay.
two.
Oh, that must be the top of the beet. So I'm like, what is that? A bush?
Yeah, beet leaves,
Yeah.
dark carrot leaves, flower stems, and dark tail feathers. Shake your tail feathers.
There's a lot of stitches in this little spot.
There really is. This cart has a whole lot of junk in its trunk.
It's a heavy cart. Very heavy cart.
Hope my tire doesn't go flat.
The rooster might put it over the top.
She might tip it. I don't know. I don't think that rooster can push it.
The turkey was back this morning.
Has it eaten your bird yet, though?
No. No, he did not. They were out in the field at the back of the house yesterday when we got home. There's 3 of them, which seems like a strange number.
It does seem a little...
And it doesn't look like it doesn't look like a baby. Like there's 2 that are the same size and then 1 big one. But I don't know anything about turkeys.
I don't either.
But
I'm ready. I'm done with this color.
I'm done.
I'm done with this
Hurry
color.
up.
It's time to change. Move on, please. Tail feathers
Tail
and
feathers. Yep.
oh my goodness. Where's Mountain Dew when you need it?
Need some dew? Still in the refrigerator?
Yeah, I only have a can. I'm trying to cut back. The Kimberbell Velveteen is washable, so the water itself will not be a problem for the Velveteen. So we've got both the topper, which of course you're going to tear away as much as you can, but you're still going to have to rinse the background stabilizer as well as the topper. So I didn't realize, I thought that was this one. I got two now. So we have Caitlin's IEP tomorrow afternoon. So I definitely can't be here all day. I don't know if I'll just see.
Take the day.
I don't have any plans, so.
Not being here is a plan.
It is a plan.
Not that I'm not happy to have you, but
That's what I heard. I don't know.
It's Peanut Butter Thursday.
Peanut Butter Thursday. I got plans to eat peanut butter. Go away. The peanut butter box is coming. It's a peanut butter box. That is the cutest commercial.
All right, now we have a lighter green, which is
990.
Yeah, 990, not 066. 990.
Oh my goodness. I don't remember putting that pin back, but maybe I did.
We'll find it now. If not,
I'll find it. Don't worry. I'll step on it or something. Sit on it. Definitely having one of those days. Got the dropsies or something.
well, we think we have something to talk about this afternoon, but if anybody that is watching has any requests for our Thursday afternoon, not Thursday afternoon, our Wednesday afternoon, our 3:30 live.
She's got Thursday on the brain.
Yeah.
She's already planning her day without me.
Feel free to drop a comment down there. We could always use some ideas.
Always. Even if it's not for this week. It's always nice to have suggestions, and if we can figure out a way to video it,
Yes.
it might happen. But
I'm sorry. Yeah, that air. It's not low in here. 74 is where I said it. So I didn't want you to get.
I know.
I didn't want you to freeze, but I also didn't.
I did bring a sweatshirt.
I didn't want to melt. It
Usually when we're sitting this close,
Yes.
I get warmer, and then I don't need it when we're videoing, especially for like 2 hours.
Right.
But it just kicked on, and it's not comfortable. It's cold. The mesh does not appear to be shifting at all. There's no pulling or anything. There you see a little bit, but that is the topper. It is not the mesh underneath.
Yeah.
The mesh underneath
very
is
flat.
very flat.
Which is nice.
Yep. I wasn't sure what would happen. I mean, I've never worked with it personally, so.
The rhinestone program. I assume she means cut and stitch.
So cut and stitch itself, I do have plans to at some point do a class that's just for people that own cut and stitch. We did do a brief piece on an introduction of, here's the basic buttons. This is where you find this button, that button, the text button, the shapes, all of those things. And you can find that on YouTube. It's on Facebook. Let us know if you find it.
Harder to find on Facebook.
Much harder to find on Facebook, but all right, so we are going to do that center carrot, which is a different shade. So that's going to be a little bit brighter orange.
So we have ES520. Maybe we should do a perfectly pieced thing this afternoon.
We could do perfectly pieced. I don't have anything here though. Maybe we can do perfectly pieced next week.
We have the files if we just make up our own.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're doing our own fabrics.
Yeah.
The sampler quilt would be fun.
To talk about?
To talk about, yeah.
Yeah, we could
Maybe
do that.
stitch 1 or 2 pieces or something.
You know, it's a, you know, the way that they have it pictured, of course, is that each square is the different fabric pieces, but you can, of course, color coordinate the whole thing and just have the different designs.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different ways, you know,
Yeah.
you don't have to follow their.
No, maybe we could put together a quilt kit for it.
We could totally do that.
Because we have a lot of time today.
We have lots of time in between our online pieces here to do exactly that. So we're next going to stitch
totally
a beat.
our own worst
We are.
enemy.
We absolutely
I just
are.
put that out in the world. Someone's going to expect it now.
Remove the tape and tear away the wash away topping after this is stitched. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to do the beat. I am choosing, instead of a red, we're going to go back to that 333 color, which is kind of raspberry, because I think beets have a little bit of a pinkish color to them, personally. So I'm going with this one. So this one's going to be mine, right? So Sarah's planning to combine this project's materials with the flower watering can that we did last 2 weeks ago, last time, and put that on the mesh, which I think will also be really pretty.
Yeah.
We should totally see if we can find another outlet for that.
I know. I was looking this weekend.
I mean, we can buy it from Kimberbell, but that's no fun.
Well, you know, I was looking at, like, when we were at Menards and Home Depot and Lowe's, they have tons of screen.
Right. You just have to find that fine enough to.
But I didn't see anything with it quite as close to this. I wonder if like an Ace
Maybe
hardware or something like that might have
Maybe.
something like that.
I can contact. I got somebody.
You got people.
Yep. I got a person.
All right, and
All right.
we're
So we're
gonna
supposed to tear this now.
Oh yeah. And then while you're tearing that, we're gonna make our flowers purple. So I'm gonna put 1, 3, 2, 4 in.
So I tore that up towards, and now I'm just going to pull this all down and hopefully get it in most of the nooks and the crannies that are going to show.
Really good.
All right.
Good job.
Thank you. Yeah, that's got just a little bubble right there, but that's still, that was there when I started because that was from my fold.
Your fold, yeah.
That was there when we started, so certainly not from stitching. I wasn't sure how this would respond to things.
Yeah, it's really, really flat.
It is very flat. It's a really nice stitch, actually. So this is Color Stop 21. The picture, of course, shows this as pink. I'm not doing pink. I'm doing purple. So,
Yep. Yeah, Marilyn was asking, do you think the mesh will hold up and not tear when you're trying to stretch a little to frame it? I can't imagine if it was going to tear, it would probably start doing it now.
I don't think they recommend stretching. Hang on just a second. Yeah, they're going to have you cut it to exactly fit the inside of the frame that they've provided, and you're going to glue the corners in or the sides in is what they're, or staple it, which is probably what I would prefer, is just to take the staple gun and ka-chunk it. Sound effects are always free. So, but that is, it's not expecting to be stretched into a frame. It's being, you're going to trim it to fit into the back and then attach it either by a hot glue or staples is what they're recommending. So if you were attempting to stretch it, I do think that you would have, I don't know that this would stretch, to be perfectly honest, because it's a very fine mesh. I don't think there's going to be much give to it, which is why it's stitching so flat, is there's not much give. I don't think there's going to be a lot of stretch option there. So, yeah, I like the purple flowers.
Looks really good.
It works for me. All right, next we're going to be stitching a watering can. I got interrupted. Girl interrupted, comma.
Does the spout and the side handle need to be the same as the top? I think I used 111.
You did. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't know that I care overly much, but why not? The machine's gonna stop, so we can change a color. What's one more color change at this point, right? So this one's done. Still need that one.
All right, so we're going back to ES 111. And this is going to be the watering can handle and spout. We did the top of it a few stitches ago.
Yeah. Did we say what color this was?
I think I did.
Okay. Evidently wasn't paying attention to us.
We can say it again.
I don't know. It's the purple was 1324. If I don't know if we said that or not. Honestly, I have no idea.
It was so long ago.
It was like 2 minutes ago, maybe. I have problems leaving things like that.
You do.
I can't handle that. It's driving me batty. Now there's going to be another thing of stitches over that spot. Holy crap. I still think that's probably the good, unless we want to go lighter. Do we want to go lighter?
We can go lighter. All right, now we are going to do the can.
We are.
Do you want to leave the same color in?
That's fine for this one, and then we'll cover it and change while I'm trimming.
Okay.
Or not trimming, because that would defeat the purpose. I don't know. What do you think?
I think I like the lighter.
I think I do too. It'll brighten the whole thing up too.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right.
And this one is
She just said Hayden, but she said updated.
ES something something 2.
12. I think it's 112 or
112?
something like that. Yeah, this has got a big knot on it. We're going to get rid of. I don't know. Sorry, the tag's worn off on that one. But I think it's 112. It's next to that 111 run in colors, I think. Yep, sorry. All right, we've got our very large piece of leather for this tiny little guy. And then I'm somehow supposed to trim that without cutting any of the other threads that are all over the place. Pop, 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 pop. Did you hear that? Oh, the thread is... All right, so we are going to
Go back to
go to the blue.
the handle. Is that,
That's
yeah,
what it's
the handle and the thing.
showing
so dark
for
blue?
all
Okay.
of that's to the blue.
All right.
Yep. I will trim this, hopefully with some good scissors. Nope, not those. Try again. Next. Oh yeah, this is it. Night and day.
I'm going to change our bobbin because it's low. Very low.
Get low, low, low. Is that what you were going for?
It's totally what I was going for. I knew you would provide the appropriate soundtrack.
Sound effects, always free. Maybe not wanted, but. All right. We've got our little guy trimmed. A little mirror in there. Just very reflective. And this is now the lower parts of the wheelbarrow, which they're having you
didn't
do.
pull out the thing that was making you crazy?
No, I was
There you go.
concentrating on the other things.
I'm just saying it's
Thank
probably
you.
better for you
Now
to do
to
it while
do
it's
it.
not moving.
Not moving? Thanks. Appreciate you looking out. Okay, so a whole bunch of blue here, which is going to be part of the blue fabric wheelbarrow. You could, of course, change the color of that. I like blue, so I'm good with blue. Got all that's going to stitch in there?
I think so.
This is an interesting stitch out.
Mm-hmm.
And this has a satin stitch at least along the bottom. Hello, fishy. You gotta entertain yourself with what you have in front of you. Weren't you taught that as a child?
Oh, look at Candy said such nice things. So
Aw.
she said, we're inspiring her to get stitching her Kimberbell stuff. It is so pretty, isn't it? We're kind of
is.
obsessed with Kimberbell.
Yeah, we might do a little bit of that here.
You are very welcome. We have a great staff that helps us tremendously.
We would not be able to do the things, we wouldn't be sitting here if we didn't have them because we would have to be doing what they're doing.
Yes.
So without our staff, we would definitely not be able to pull off half any of the things that we do,
No.
actually.
They do a ton of stuff
So
for us.
this is the placement line for our base of the wheelbarrow itself. The shipping is pretty much mostly done by Hayden. The packaging is either done, like the collecting of things are done by Tucker and Hayden, and sometimes Carolyn, sometimes us, but not usually us.
No, we don't do
So
that very much.
we don't really have to do that because they take such good care of
Yeah,
it.
but-
We
yeah.
just don't have to. So I'm just pulling this back so I can see because
we pre-cut this
I
piece.
did get this pre-cut, so it has fusible on the back, which is great because it's going to give it a little bit more strength.
This is a Bella box, yes.
And oops, I missed. Did I hit it that time?
Looks good on my side. Looks good.
They're actually on a live.
All right. And still, we could probably skip that this
Yep,
time.
I'll skip that.
There is a placement line here, or tack down line, excuse me. We're skipping that, and now this is the satin stitch along the bottom edge.
Wasn't sure the needle was still threaded for a minute.
I was keeping an eye because I thought maybe I would screen that up, but it appeared that can't tell what's part of stuff and stitch the wheelbarrow tray and handles. Want to try that one?
Yeah.
Great minds. Oh, and then we need his legs. So we've got this for this. Do we want to go tanner? I don't know that I like that. Maybe,
Oh, that was my fault. I touched the screen.
sorry. So if these are going to be what he's standing on,
Maybe that one?
I think that looks good.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Let's do that one. This is really cute, but there's a lot in here.
There's a lot of stitching in here, for sure. I mean, we are getting close to the end.
We're getting there. We just have the top and the handles, and then the little rooster, and then the words.
The words. Mm-hmm.
So almost there. All right. We now have the top edge here, and then the handles at the edge of the arms there of the wheelbarrow itself.
We're going to go back to that ES 1707.
Like that guy. I like this blue too. This is a good blue. It's funny how you have colors that you're just like that, you know. If you go, yeah, do you have a favorite color in Florian? I'm like, yeah, 244 celery. And I really like 416 penguin too. It's a really good one. All right. We are so close. But yet so far away. We're not quite into yesterday, though. We're not that far. Not that far away. Got some fuzzy stuck somewhere.
Underneath there, yeah, probably stuck to the
Sticky in between, maybe.
yeah.
It's a fine mesh, but doesn't mean nothing can go through it, so. That's a good color. This is the Bella box, the most current one. And this is our last project.
It is.
And then we're done.
Mm-hmm.
We just have to do all of the second ones for the other one of us.
Right.
We started out good.
We did.
I got my bag done.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't make any of the tags.
Yeah.
I didn't get any of those done. And then we had a whole bunch of other stuff happening, and that didn't quite work out so well.
Yep.
Well, and then, of course, you decided to change one, so that was
yes.
part of that. But we can probably run your screen print of that today
Yeah.
in between things.
Yeah.
We should be able to get that done between now and 3:30. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Possible. It's totally possible.
Anything's possible.
Possible.
Miracles can happen.
Right.
All right, all we got left now on the lower portion. So we're still in step one of the designs.
Mm-hmm.
We're not moving on to the second one yet. So this is the legs.
So we're doing this ES812, which is kind of a
Creamy
tan
color.
yellowy. Kind of looks like my coffee. Coffee with lots of creamer.
Yeah, it does kind of look like your coffee color. So you guys see that she doesn't really drink coffee.
Yeah, it's mostly just flavored and cream
Just flavored
with
stuff.
with some caffeine in there for good measure.
All right. There's a really long tail. All right, here goes some rooster legs. Chicken legs sound good. I could go for a fried chicken leg. Good color. That looks good.
We buy those. I buy those rotisserie chickens. I probably buy one at least twice a month. But little Miss Kitty, she just loves the chicken,
Yes, I remember you saying that.
and it has to be the white meat. And now she's even picky with how I put it on her plate for her. It doesn't have to be heated up, but it has to be like finely diced.
I'm not sure what to say about that.
If the pieces are too big, she just looks at it and she pushes the plate towards me.
That's not what I wanted, Mom.
Oh, and of course, Dave and I, we just think this is hysterical because, of course, this is the cat that did live outside. So, I mean, she should technically be able to eat an entire bird,
pretty.
right? She obviously is enjoying the cat life. But yeah.
That's
it has to
funny.
be. finely chopped for me, Mom. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep
Turn my
pushing
nose up at
the
that.
plate back to you.
This is our last applique piece. And this is our second piece of velveteen, which is, problem?
I was just wondering how you were gonna snip around that tail feather.
Very carefully. Little miss.
Sorry that you can see that on my face, right?
I was like,
what is that?
there's been a lot of, wow, that's a lot to go around on these. This is just a lot of stuff going on here. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get a little tail feather on the end of that either, but we had micro scissors out. I don't know what happened to those. That's all right. I can always clean it up later. Shake your tail feathers. All right. I think these were the good ones.
We have a Floriani color in here. This is 732310. No, PF578. That's too many numbers. PF578. I'm like, that's the wrong one.
What are you reading? I'm over here going.
The color, the numbers that were closest to me. I was thinking that's a lot of numbers. That's because that was totally the wrong number.
It's like the dial-lot or something.
It's the lot, yeah. PF578. That's what this is.
I haven't gotten to the tail feathers yet. Okay, here we go. Up and over. Very carefully. Ta-da!
What? Good job.
Those micro scissors over by you? Nope, they're right here.
Nope. Glad I could help.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
I'm doing my best.
And that's not going in there. It's just not happening.
That's all right.
Got a fuzz ball over here.
It's going to cover it in a weird way anyways, so.
Yep. So I'm just getting all my fuzz out so it doesn't stitch my fuzz in. Okay, there we've got that little guy. We're gonna do the outline. It's gonna give it a body, edge, and then a head, wing, maybe. Yeah. Okay, and then we need a red, maybe a brighter red.
Yeah.
For its gullet.
Yeah, that's good.
And then,
Yeah.
and then we don't need to do that.
We have rooster
Registration.
detail.
Yeah, so
Is
we
that
have
what we're
this
doing
guy
right now?
and
No, then there's
we're
wing detail.
we're here. Oh,
Yeah.
that's, yeah, same color though.
Okay.
That's good. I thought that, well, maybe the gullet will cover it. I thought that would cover the edge of that better. Not bad. I think there'll be red over top of that white spot.
Yeah, I think there's a little residue on the needle here.
There is.
There we go. All right, and we're
Okay.
going to do the same color, right? This
We
little
are.
wing
It's just going to do
detail.
a little wing lines in the wing to make it look like feathers or whatnot. Sorta. Perfect. Now we're going to do the rooster wattles and comb. Do you think they had to look that up?
I bet. I don't know. Is Utah, is it a big farm country over there?
There's a lot of open space.
I don't know what they're farming though.
I can tell you that
ES700.
the way from Salt Lake to to Logan, there was a lot of open space. Yeah, this is a nice bright red. It should be perfect for this.
Dave has decided that they're growing, I think we have wheat growing in the front yard,
Yep.
and he doesn't like it. It's not colorful. So he's like, I wish they would just come harvest this already. Put something else there. I don't like the wheat. This looks like a weed.
Yeah. Well, Jeff has planted some strawberry plants. I've actually eaten the strawberry off of it. It was pretty good. He was very excited. He's like, you got to eat this. And I'm like, can I wash it first? He's like, well, it doesn't have any preservatives on it. I was like, I'm still watching it. Awesome. Now we've got, what, a beak?
Yep, I think so. And we're going to go back to ES 466. This was ES 700. Got it?
And that will complete the decorative stitching for the bottom half. If you are multi-hooping, after this stitch, there will be a registration mark that you will need to stitch. We're not going to do that because we don't need to do that. I know. Let's see. So now we just have the words up at, do we want different words or different colors or? I think that one. And then maybe a dark green for that? What do you think?
For the good life?
What do you think?
Sure.
Got
Do you
that
have a
really dark green.
Yep. Okay. So that's the first one. So ES 240. This is going to be the good life.
So again, if you are multi-hooping, at this point, you're going to be re-hooping and you're going to stitch registration marks, and then you will line up your first stitch out with this set of registration marks, and then you'll be stitching this.
Yes.
And here we go. It's going to be a nice running stitch. Hopefully my white bobbin will pop up. Nah, it's good. It's not that kind of running stitch. Got enough happening. And then you think that one?
I think that would be
I
good.
think that'll be good.
Do you want black, black?
Nope.
Okay.
I think that's good. You think I'll ever finish that?
What's that? Oh, finish that.
Finish it.
Yeah.
So this is really cute. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I haven't quite figured that out.
No. Maybe you can, does anybody like garden in your family?
My dad used to, but he hasn't been doing that for a while.
No.
That little white top wasn't on that. Just a little bit. That's all right. It works. Almost there. So close, so close. Did you like what we left for you? Oh, did that stitch that in? Yep, sure did.
You'll blow it right to it.
Probably can get that out.
I think so. It'll tease out.
Okie dokie. Get there. More color.
It's like watching paint dry over here. Oh.
That came from over there. That one definitely came from over there. This was me.
more color.
We are going back to that 1716, which is a dark gray for, oops, totally missed. The living the words. Wow. Okay, I'm going to concentrate. 'Cause I'm not doing so hot. Okay.
Last part.
This was hard.
I know. A little less than 2,000 stitches and we're done.
Yay. Good choice. All right. So somewhere down here in the bottom of my box. So this is the frame that comes with the Bella box. So you can see that this is completely inset. There is no backing or anything to this. So this is where they were talking about attaching it however you would like to. So we're going to trim. They are showing an orange pop ruler, so to trim the outside edge to center, and then trim to 8.5 by 8.5. That will then fit in here, and you can place that in there. The reason I said staples is because you can get that nice and tight, and it will stay, where glue, you know, you're gonna have to kind of wait it out.
Yeah,
I mean,
do like one section and then
hot glue does dry
pretty
and
quickly.
set pretty quickly, but
Yeah, don't
to
put
get a
your
nice,
fingers in there.
right, it really hurts if you do, by the way. So the, I don't know, will we see you later today?
we'll be on.
We'll be there.
I know
will you?
someone asked what we were doing this afternoon, and we have some ideas, but it's not in stone yet. So we'll know
We'll get
shortly
it
when I
posted
send out.
up and we'll figure that out for sure. Get the details finalized and so on. But there's no projects left in the box.
No, it's kind of sad. What will we do with our Wednesday mornings?
Find something else.
Did you? Yeah.
All right. So
Almost. Less than 1,000 stitches left. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up.
Nancy.
Tea.
One.
2 more letters.
I took these both off the wall, by the way.
Okay. So don't put them in the drawer.
Don't put them in the drawer. Don't do
We're only
that.
selling machines on the top row.
Right. Only have those hoops available.
Last letter.
Yeah, that still looks good with that color.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wouldn't have been able to see much at all of the other anyways.
Right.
So
Okay, we are done with this stitch out. Our multi-hoop worked.
yes,
looks
it did.
Great.
No puckers or anything, which was my concern, that if we tried to go too big, it would give us a fit from that perspective, and that's definitely not the case.
No,
So
everything went well.
no reason to not do that. Again, added one design, lined up, added the second design, and then lined up the registration marks on screen, and that's it.
That was it. Yeah.
So obviously we didn't stitch the registration marks since we didn't need to. So don't have anything that we need to remove or anything out of that either.
Right.
So this is ready to be trimmed down and put into that cute little frame.
Yes.
So that is the Bella box. And thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys next
Bye.
time. Bye.
Oh, that was funny. Nothing happened. There we go. Bye.